Most people think high blood pressure is simple. Too much fluid, too much pressure in the pipes. That idea has been repeated for decades. It sounds logical. It feels safe. But after years of looking directly at human arteries, after seeing what actually happens inside the body, I can tell you something uncomfortable. That model is wrong. Not slightly wrong. Not outdated. Fundamentally wrong. Because the real problem isn't the fluid. It's the walls that hold that fluid. At a microscopic level, your blood vessels are changing. They become stiff, damaged, inflamed. And no standard blood pressure reading can show you that. Once you understand this, everything changes. How you think about your heart, how you treat the problem, and most importantly, what outcome you can expect in the future. Here's how the current system works. Your blood pressure goes up. You get a pill. That pill lowers the number. Problem solved, right? Not exactly. Because what those medications really do is manage the symptom. They don't fix the cause. It's like covering a warning light on your dashboard. Instead of checking the engine, the light disappears, but the damage continues underneath. Now, don't misunderstand this. These medications save lives. They prevent strokes. They reduce heart attacks. They are important, but they are not the full picture. If you only focus on lowering the number, you may completely miss what's actually breaking down inside your body. So what's really causing high blood pressure? Modern research gives us a clearer answer. It's not one single issue. It's a combination of changes happening at the same time. First, your artery walls become stiff. Second, they lose their protective inner layer. Third, calcium begins to build up where it shouldn't. And fourth, your hormones start sending the wrong signals, especially through insulin resistance. 4 separate processes, but they all point in the same direction: higher pressure. And here's the important part. Every one of these processes can be influenced, not overnight, but step by step. And once you start addressing them together, your body responds in a completely different way. Inside every blood vessel, there's a thin, invisible layer. You've probably never heard of it. Scientists call it the glycocalyx. Think of it like a non-stick coating. When it's healthy, blood flows smoothly. Your vessels stay flexible. Your pressure stays stable. But over time, that layer gets damaged. And the biggest trigger? Blood sugar. Not just diabetes-level sugar. Even small spikes after white rice or a glass of juice can start breaking it down. And it happens fast, within hours, not years. The second trigger is oxidative stress, poor sleep, chronic inflammation, processed food. All of it slowly wears this layer away. By the time many people reach their 60 seconds, that protection is already weakened. Now your vessel walls are exposed, rough, inflamed, sensitive, and your body reacts. It increases pressure, trying to protect those damaged walls. But that protection becomes the problem. Here's the good news. This layer can recover. Your body knows how to rebuild it. You just need to give it the right signals. First, stabilize your blood sugar. You don't need perfection, just consistency. Reduce refined carbs, white bread, sugary drinks, packaged snacks. Second, add polyphenols. These are powerful plant compounds that protect your vessel walls. You'll find them in dark berries, leafy greens, green tea, extra virgin olive oil. Start simple. A handful of blueberries every morning is already a powerful step. And if you want to go further, there are compounds like fucoidan from brown seaweed that research shows may support this repair process. Let me show you something most people never see. Inside the body, arteries can slowly turn rigid, not metaphorically, literally. They begin to harden, almost like bone. This is called calcification, and it changes everything. Flexible vessels become stiff. Blood flow meets resistance. Pressure rises. But here's the surprising part. This is not caused by eating too much calcium. It's a routing problem. Your body has a system designed to send calcium to your bones, away from your arteries. That system depends on a protein called MGP, but MGP only works when it's activated. And it needs one key nutrient, vitamin K2. Without it, calcium starts drifting. And over time, it settles in the wrong place. Your artery walls, slowly making them harder and less able to adapt to pressure. Now here's where things start to connect. There are 3 nutrients that work together like a system: vitamin K2, magnesium, and vitamin D3. Each one has a different role. K2 acts like a traffic controller. It tells calcium where to go, into your bones, and away from your arteries. Magnesium does something equally important. It helps your blood vessels relax. It prevents them from tightening too much, almost like a natural version of certain blood pressure medications. And vitamin D3 supports both. It helps regulate calcium balance and keeps the system functioning properly. Here's the problem. A large percentage of people over 60 are deficient in magnesium, and very few get enough K2 from food, which means this system isn't working the way it should. And over time, that imbalance shows up as rising pressure. Now let's talk about something incredibly small, but incredibly powerful. A molecule your body produces every single day. It's called nitric oxide, and without enough of it, your blood pressure cannot stay stable. Here's what it does. It tells your blood vessels to relax. When nitric oxide is present, your arteries widen, blood flows more easily, pressure drops naturally. It's your body's built-in system for controlling circulation. But here's the issue. As you age, your production of nitric oxide declines significantly. By your 60s, you may be producing far less than you did at 40. And certain daily habits make it worse. Using antibacterial mouthwash twice a day, low physical activity, mouth breathing, and a diet low in vegetables. All of these reduce your ability to produce nitric oxide. Even something as simple as your morning routine can quietly affect your blood pressure. Here's the part most people love, because this is simple, practical, and surprisingly effective. First, isometric hand grip exercise. You don't need a gym. Just squeeze a grip or even a rolled towel. About 30% effort. Hold for 2 minutes. Rest for 2 minutes. Repeat 4 times. That's it. Studies show this alone can reduce systolic blood pressure significantly. Second, breathe through your nose. Your nasal passages actually produce nitric oxide. Every breath through your nose boosts this molecule naturally. Compared to mouth breathing, the difference is massive. And third, your diet. Focus on nitrate-rich foods. Beetroot, spinach, arugula, celery. These are converted by your body into nitric oxide. Even 1 glass of beetroot juice daily has shown measurable effects. Simple actions. But when done consistently, they create real change. Now, let's look at something most people completely overlook. Your kidneys. They control how much sodium stays and how much leaves your body. But there's another player involved. Insulin. When insulin levels stay high for too long, your kidneys receive a very specific signal. Hold on to sodium. Don't release it. And that changes everything. Because more sodium means more water retention. More water means more volume in your blood vessels. And more volume means higher pressure. Here's the frustrating part. You could be eating less salt, watching your diet carefully, and your blood pressure still doesn't improve. Because the issue isn't intake, it's retention. High insulin also triggers another response. It activates your stress system. Your vessels constrict. Your heart rate increases. So now you have 2 forces working together to push pressure higher, all from one root cause. So how do you fix this? You lower insulin. And one of the simplest ways is changing when you eat. This is called time-restricted eating. A common approach is 16 to 8. You eat within an 8-hour window and fast for 16 hours. During that fasting period, insulin levels drop. Your kidneys finally get relief from the constant signal to retain sodium, and they begin releasing it, which reduces pressure naturally. The second piece is muscle. Your muscles are powerful when it comes to glucose control. Every time you use them, they pull sugar out of your bloodstream. Even without insulin, simple resistance training, 2 to 3 times per week, can improve insulin sensitivity in just a few weeks. More muscle, lower insulin, better blood pressure control. Here's where most people make a mistake. They try one thing, magnesium, breathing, diet changes. They wait a week or two, see no dramatic result, and give up. But these are not separate hacks. They are connected systems. When one improves, it supports the others. Less inflammation means less damage. Better blood flow improves insulin sensitivity, and everything begins to shift together. This is not instant. It's a process. But when you work with your biology, instead of fighting it, real change becomes possible. Now, let's set realistic expectations. Because this is not instant. Some changes happen quickly. Nitric oxide can improve within days to weeks. You may feel it in your breathing, your circulation. Magnesium and insulin balance usually take a few weeks, but deeper repair, like rebuilding the glycocalyx or reversing calcification, that takes time, 3 to 6 months of consistent effort. This is not a quick fix. It's a biological rebuilding process. And your body needs time to respond. I need to be very clear about this. Do not stop your medication. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not just because you feel better. I've seen what uncontrolled blood pressure can do to the brain, to the heart, to the kidneys. It's not something you want to experience. Your medication is a safety net. It keeps your numbers controlled while your body works on deeper repair. These steps we're talking about address the root causes, but they take time. And when your body improves, that's when your doctor may begin adjusting your treatment carefully. With monitoring, you are not removing the safety net. You are strengthening the system underneath it. Now imagine this. 2 people, same age, same diagnosis, same blood pressure reading, but inside, completely different. The first artery is stiff, rough, inflamed. The protective layer, almost gone. Calcium has built up, making it rigid, like old plastic. There's almost no nitric oxide. The numbers look controlled, but the damage continues silently. Now the second artery. Same starting point, but 6 months later, the inner lining is rebuilding. Calcium is being redirected. The vessel becomes more flexible. Nitric oxide levels rise again. The kidneys release excess sodium. Same diagnosis on paper, but a completely different reality inside the body. Because health is not just a number. It's what's happening beneath that number. Let's bring everything together. 4 root causes. 4 clear actions. Step 1. Rebuild your glycocalyx. Stabilize blood sugar. Reduce refined carbs. Add polyphenol-rich foods daily. Dark berries. Leafy greens. Olive oil. Step 2. Correct calcium direction. Support your body with vitamin K, 2-MK7, magnesium, and vitamin D3. Help calcium go where it belongs. Step 3. Restore nitric oxide. Use simple tools. Isometric hand grip. Nasal breathing. Nitrate-rich vegetables. Step 4. Fix the insulin signal. Use time-restricted eating. Support it with light resistance training. None of this is extreme, but together, they create a powerful shift inside your body. Now, I'm curious, which of these surprised you the most? Was it nitric oxide, insulin, or the idea that salt isn't the real issue? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and your answers help shape what I create next. If you know someone who is struggling with blood pressure, a parent, a partner, a friend, share this with them, because the more people understand this, the better their outcomes can be. And if this gave you value, a like takes just a second. Subscribe if you want to go deeper. Your heart has been working for you every single minute of your life. Now it's your turn to take care of it.